but I have a nurse that will come 4 hours after you end your game. So I just thought I want some sleep.
Oh, okay.
So we are live. We are live now. Here waiting for some other participants at one point for the guild talk. This is my first attempt running a session of any type through YouTube. So how I set up the links and stuff may not have worked exactly, and I went out and had to repost the link. So be kind to them. If you need to beat somebody up, beat me up on that one as far as that. So here's the guild talk for 9/7/2016, and I'll start it off with a couple issues. And I know we're going to have, and I'm going to start it off, I think, with the roughest issue as far as that. And it's David Alexander. I've been playing with him in Caius's game and such, and he, from my perspective, he has made some vast improvements on his gameplay as far as the issue of the cheating that got him bounced, and he was wondering whether or not he could be readmitted to the guild. I was going to bring it on up to you guys because I promised him I would, seeing that he's made some improvement. To see how you guys felt. My feelings on it, all straight up and forward. I see that he's made improvement. I think he seems to be remorseful, at least from the games that Caius has been DMing and he's been part of. And my suggestion on it, if everybody is good for it, is I'll put a poll up and we'll go on the guild page and we go by the whatever the poll says. How do you guys feel about that? I know that's one of the more contentious. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt. I don't have a problem giving him one more chance. However, I would stress to him. Well, let me put it this way. I don't have a problem giving him one more chance since somebody in the guild, specifically you, Charles, has experience of him seeming to improve. But I would still think I would give him a chance, but he should be warned that if something else comes up, he's gone for good, and it's over.
And that was kind of my thought, is that if we did bring him back, that was going to be one of the things I'd put on the poll, is brought back probationary.
Yeah, and have you run this past Dan or Ian yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, just
that's why I wanted to bring it up in the guild talk, and then I know we don't get max participation on the guild talk, but that's also the other reason for the poll. That allows the greatest number of members to kind of voice their opinion in a controlled way.
I don't even remember if Matthew and Christopher were around in the guild when that went on.
Yeah,
Chris was.
Yeah, he cheated against me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, how do you feel about it?
I'm not against or for. I just say it like it comes. But I agree, if he do it again, he needs to get out. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I will, but yeah.
Charles, has he gotten over his little tendency to turn everything into PvP?
Yeah, actually, he has. Yeah, it seems like he has. Kaya like I said, Caius is a guild member, and he's also another DM that's actually DMing him in the game that I'm playing with Caius and a couple other guys and him. And where we've seen improve, I want to say market improvement, but not total.
Okay.
I mean, there's David still is David. With certain personalities. And
Yeah,
like
I know.
Most of us.
I know.
But he's definitely not as hard to play with. I know Caius has used the measure with having him dice stream roll his rolls in front of everybody because of it. I don't know if that's helped things or not, but it's kept things level, and that could be part of the probation, whatever.
Yeah, I could see that. Matthew, do you have an opinion?
Can't hear you, Matt.
Still can't hear you.
You muted?
I don't think he's muted.
Well, it's like, I know on my setup, I can mute from the screen or I can mute my mic directly.
Oh, okay.
No, can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The settings, it switched back to the default mic, so it was using the built-in mic
Oh.
on the laptop. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you guys couldn't hear me. I was wondering. When I joined the guild, that's when David was leaving.
Okay.
So I think I had like 1 or 2 games with him before he was out.
But there again, since you're here and now, what's your input or perspective on what we're proposing?
After gaming him with a couple times, I can definitely tell that personalities can clash. But I think generally he is a nice guy. He may be a bit over enthused about some things, but I think probation period thing might work. Yeah.
Well, okay, then that's the way we'll go, and I'll put it on a poll on the guild page so all can see it and participate. We'll leave it up for a good week and a half, so everybody can have a fair shot at saying having their say. If they don't, well, that went out of focus fast. If they don't answer or participate on the poll, then they have no room to complain.
Well, and this situation actually brings up something else, which I'm not sure if there's any way to do about it, but from time to time, every now and then, I don't know, every few months or so, and I know Charles has seen this, somebody will private message one of the DMs and say something like, well, I'm not going to play in the guild anymore because of so-and-so. And I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not going to say it's just one person who has done this, or just one. It's not always like the same person that points out. They point out. I know, Charles, it's happened to you at least once or twice.
Yeah.
It's happened to me. I don't know, a few times.
I think it's happened to Dan too.
Yeah, and I don't really know what to do about that. My usual response is, um, you know, I understand your feelings, but from my point of view, if I stopped playing with everybody who I either have a disagreement with or our personalities clash, then I might as well quit gaming altogether. You know, um,
Yeah, and
you know,
to go with you on that, my personal feelings on that is, and I think I'm getting a little crankier too about some of it. If a person's not cheating or breaking any of the community guidelines,
yeah,
which cheating's in there, then I don't think as a group that we need to penalize that person. Now, it's a personal choice. I would hope that no one would stop playing or not play or not participate because they have an issue with somebody else. I mean,
yeah,
you see who's going to the games. You can always pick and choose which games you want to play in.
yeah. That's true. And
And that's my that's my short and sweet. That's my short and sweet on it.
yeah, and I understand. You know, sometimes people just rub you the wrong way, but
Oh yeah,
you know, it's again for me personally. If I didn't play in any games where somebody rubbed me the wrong way, I mean, it by no means would it be every game that I play in or DM or anything, but you know, stuff happens often enough. Like I said, I might as well not play, at least not online. Um, so you know, I just from a player's point of view, I just try to suck it up and go on. It would have to be a pretty bad issue, again, like somebody cheating or somebody being way over the top before I would feel otherwise. And at that point, I mean, if I thought it was like if it broke one of the rules or something, and I wasn't the DM, I'd go to the DM or one of the, you know.
yeah. I go and see if we can resolve it. But the other point of it, if it's that far over the top and you have issues, then don't play with that person. But don't hinder yourself with enjoying the other people that are in the guild. Since we're talking about the guild,
Yeah.
I mean, I played with Philip Posey quite a bit until they kicked him off the OSG. And yeah, he was a hard sandwich to chew on sometimes. But I still played with him, and there was aspects about his play I did like. He was very, very descriptive, his RP and like that. But at times he was also party suicidal and like that, which kind of aggravated me. So
Yeah.
you know, there were some games I just wouldn't play because he was playing in them because I didn't feel I had it up in me to deal with that on that particular day.
I tried to stay out of all the various situations with Philip, though.
Yeah.
I definitely saw enough from the sidelines that I wasn't really interested. I haven't heard anything in a while, though, so I don't know if he's gone gently into that good night or what he's doing of late.
All I know is he's running another channel and whatnot. I think I saw some crosstalk that he was mimicking things very closely to the OSG, and there were some. And Ian can probably talk more about that.
Yeah,
But,
I'm sure he could.
Because it was brought up on the discussion board for a little bit there. As far as that's not the OSG, and he's not part of or associated with, because there were some things that I guess people or somebody or that saw and asked.
Yeah.
as far as that. So I think we got a fairly good handle on those issues. Any other input, guys?
Not on this matter.
Nope.
Okay. Then the other one was I went and Matt, I hate you with a passion. A very strong passion, but I went through and tried to upload all the videos I could of the past games up into our video section. I got a lot of them, but there's some videos that Facebook won't allow to be uploaded there, and unless I go in and edit them. And I don't know if I'll go to that length or not, because the max length of a video that you can upload into Facebook under that selection is 4 hours. And the games that wouldn't upload were over 4 hours. So, but I wanted you to know that I hated you because you put me through so much work for about a week. But you saw that your voice, your concern, and ideas were taken a hold of and dealt with in a rather timely manner. So if you don't see them all, the video that you're looking for, you're gonna have to go and do right now at the moment, anyways. The manual labeler searching through it either on the guild page or the World Areawood page.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Charles!
There was only like 3 of them.
You just retired. I bet your old workmates are really missing you right about now.
No, they're trying to screw with me. I mean, really, they're trying to screw with me. But that's all right. But
thank you, Charles, for your work and dedication to the group.
No, I wasn't saying that for that. I just was trying to make light of what you wanted to, and let you know the limitations that Facebook has put on that aspect of it. So, not that we can say not to go over 4 hours of gameplay, because if it's going that way, let it go. But any of the ones that are 4 hours and below, I'll try to keep them pushed up there.
Yeah.
And for each of you here, remember, you get a point of inspiration for attending, and you can have a total of 5 inspiration points. Period. We came to agreement on that a while back. I had a guild member message me and thought he got an XP for attending, and I told him no, that's inspiration on that. It was a minor confusion point, I guess.
And I haven't been running guild talks while you were busy, and I've been DMing the last few months or whatever.
Well, you've been busy DMing the hell out of things.
Yeah. Oh, everyone had an inspiration point, and for most of the time I was playing them, and I never used it. So the character still has it.
Yeah, but remember, you can have. We came to agreement that you can have up to 5, no more than 5.
Yeah.
So you can either do it to Elwyn or Helm, either one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's as far as that. So, but the reason why I'm bringing this point on up is for clarification. It's been a bit, and like that. So, and we didn't figure it would throw the game out of balance with having that much. And generally, a lot of people don't use it and other people, they use them up quickly. So, it never. So far, I haven't seen it throw the gameplay out of whack.
I hardly ever remember to use them when I've got them.
Yeah. Well, I was saving them for a rainy day, but when the rainy day came, I never used it.
Well, no, well, maybe the next rainy day,
Yeah.
you'll remember it. But I think that's I kind of like the aspect of inspiration, but there again, I think that's also the weak spot of it because a lot of people forget about it. So, any other issues or things that you guys want to talk about with the guild? And
I just want to say that I really enjoy playing the games. I have to give thanks to Charles and Ty and Dan for spending time and running the games. I know hard work needs to go into those things, and I appreciate it. After an hour after every game, I go into game withdrawal, so I'm always waiting for my next fix, and I'm always trying to, work on being a better player.
Okay. Well,
yeah, go ahead, Ty.
I was going to say, speaking of which, that reminds me. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 sessions back, I did kind of a special session where I didn't plan anything, and just kind of like you guys showed up, I showed up, and we sort of played it by ear. And I was wondering how you guys felt that went, and if you'd want to do it again at some point.
It was fun.
That one when Stuart got a date.
The introduction of the
Claude.
of the elven dwarf.
I was going to say the infamous Claude.
That
was real fun, and I think there's definitely room for some of those.
Yeah, that was the adventure where Storr met his lady love, and I figure since Storr's not been around since, that he's been busy trying to calm her little feelings after her brother died in a tragic logging accident.
Yeah, they were all out partying, spending his money.
Okay, well, if you guys liked it, I'll have to do it again sometime. I thought it was, from my perspective as a DM, I thought it was a lot of fun.
To me, it was the perfect example, or close to as perfect, I guess, as you can get, of when they're talking about how much buy-in the players have into the adventure along with the DM. Because because that could have went real south if you had the wrong type of players in it.
It could have. And I know not all dungeon masters are this way, but I like being surprised by players. I like when players do things that I don't expect, like Charles, when you charge the horses into that pool of dark stuff. That was the last thing I ever thought would have happened. But I love stuff like that. I like, having to react to it, respond to it, and maybe I don't always do it in the best way, but in my experience, stuff like that comes up with some really cool things. And there are times when I won't say I fudge the dice rolls, but I maybe won't. If a character's doing something really cool, I might not make them make as many rolls as I would normally, just because I think they're doing something really cool. I mean, I'm probably not going to let him like take out the big bad guy or something like that easily. But and I'll never forget poor Claude. I did give Claude a dexterity roll to jump off that wagon and got a natural 1.
Yeah, hey, Arrows did tell him jump. Told them all.
That's
But,
all right. Claude's still out there.
Yeah, that's good too, because that's a great NPC as far as that. He brought a different perspective to quite a bit, culturally, environmentally, and with your last one gone fishing and him riding a whale, from what I saw. Yeah, he is the fantasy world PETA tree hugger.
Kinda, yeah. Oh, I had him screaming "Save the whales" at one point.
But it's
it's
a fun.
save the whales, kill the humans.
Well, not exactly. Kind of, but Claude is.
But
I'm trying to think. I know Claude threw a single punch in that adventure, but he himself, other than that, I don't think he's ever like attacked a party member before.
well, I don't know. I'd almost say what I saw when he said crush them or kill them, directing the whales there. All the whales was just another weapon system.
Well, that could be. That could be.
But
We've not seen the last of Claude.
Yeah.
well, that's good.
He's killed people indirectly.
That's true.
That's good.
Well, yeah. And rumor is that he did kill 2 men in Illumina, but supposedly it was self-defense.
Well, yeah. But any other issues or stuff that you guys want to talk about?
I do have some questions.
Okay.
I know the city of Illuma is in Ironwood. Where is that set? I know D&D has several settings.
What, Areawood? Where's it set at?
Yeah. Like I keep hearing Dragonlance, Forgotten Realms.
Isn't Areawood your own world, Charles, or used to be?
Yeah.
Or Ian's?
No, it was mine. It has a touch of Greyhawk, a touch of Blackmoor, a touch of Forgotten Realms, and like that. So I guess the best way to answer your question would be probably to say that it is on a demi-plane, and it connects to those other aspects because of the demi-plane, and that's why there's certain power points. If we got further out in Areawood on some of the places, there's certain power points like what is up in Ando Trillion and over at the swamp where it naturally gates you certain places, and some of those places are in situations that may be more Greyhawk or Forgotten Realms or Dragonlance or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was just something I wanted to know.
Okay. A lot of those power points, as I call them, or gate points, are generally either been overgrown by, like, the mountain there in Ando Trillion or the hill, or in old ancient temples or such that have been more or less lost over time and abandoned. So most of the time, people are either having to work their ways through the land manually. I guess probably be the best way to say it. That's why your gate magics can work and such and like that, or else that you can actually just literally travel and end up into a setting that's more akin to Blackmoor, Greyhawk, or Forgotten Realms, or just the standard original D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's a connection to Planescape, you can go anywhere and be anywhere just about.
Yeah, and that's why it's on a demi-plane, because the demi-planes usually have a connection to Planescape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just starting to get in D&D, so there's a lot of lore to read.
Yeah.
And that's also why, to be honest, that's why we have certain gods in Areawood, but you also have any of the Wizards of the Coast from the beginning of D&D to now, gods that are available because they can access the plane, that plane. There's nothing that's shut off. It's a pretty open venue to allow people to enjoy it as much as they want to.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it answers my question in overflow.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody?
No,
No?
I think Ty need to don't throw 30 years old things on first level character. Just saying.
I thought that was, to be honest, I thought that was a great setup, and it just was a bad roll of dice on your part for the saving throw.
Yeah,
And
a couple days later,
yeah.
I looked up the ghost in the DMG. Yeah.
And he wasn't even exactly a regular ghost. He kind of was, but he had a few abilities from his life that he could still draw upon. I guess that would have been different.
He was a ghost with class levels.
Yeah, basically.
No, but I'm okay with that. But I was a little bit annoyed.
I know
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only if
It's going to be taken care of. Pincus is going to take care of it.
yeah, over
Absolutely.
time, because yeah, the transmuter stone will eventually handle it all. It'll just take a while because he can basically only do it once per day. Because he has to focus for 8 hours, and then after he unleashes it, he has to sleep for 8 hours to focus for 8 hours again to unleash it.
And you got to get a new stone and make a new stone, because on those big ones it destroys the stone. I usually have it doesn't say how it destroys the stone, but I generally have it where it explodes or turns to dust.
Well, yeah, because instead of just the way that the class reads is, hand someone the stone, and over time the energy radiates out and gives you a bonus. or you can release all the energy at once, which releasing energy causes an explosion. So that's why the stone explodes when you release all the energy at once. But you get the aging effect, the growing younger effect because you absorbed all the energy at once. So
And it's not really growing younger. It's taken back to age. It doesn't, and that's the one thing with it. It doesn't forestay your date of death, so to say, your expiration date. It just brings you back to look younger, feel younger. As far as that, I think the clerics really have the more powerful thing on that, but that's as close to doing something like that a wizard can do.
Well, see, the thing is with the ghost aging process is greater restoration can fix that, but it has to happen. But it has to be used within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Of the aging thing.
Yeah.
Well,
And there really isn't
Illumina
anything.
usually has. There's a temple there that usually has a cleric stuff, but.
Yeah, but most, I won't say all necessarily, but most of those clerics, for a spell of that power or more, are probably going to want pretty hefty donations to their church or temple.
Yeah, because Greater Restoration, I think it's like a 4th or 5th level spell.
It's 5th, and the thing is, at least in this edition, there's not anything like that. There's not a more powerful version of Greater Restoration. There were in earlier editions, but I forget what the spell was called, but I know like in 1st and 3rd, clerics basically had some spell that was like the wizard's wish spell, but they don't have that in 5th edition. So if it had gone the route where Federo had to do it, he basically would have had to have created a spell to take care of it.
Oh. The wish spell actually, one of the things you can choose is to restore 10 or 20 people, like Greater Restoration, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, usually a wish spell you can do. You got to word them careful, but
yeah. Well, you can give your you can give your party permanent resistance to one type of energy, or yeah.
But there's the one aspect that I'm a real dick with is wish spells.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
no, I'm serious, because I'll look like any outhouse lawyer for any hole or any leeway for me to counter whatever you're wishing for.
Yeah.
With something to counter it. As it'd be like I had one guy that never want. All he said was, "I never want to grow old." Okay, he got turned to stone. He was a statue. He never grew any older.
You monkey paw everything.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that, but I have a tendency with wish spells to be really, because they're pretty powerful, and they can unbalance. I don't care what edition, they can unbalance any game if they're allowed to be overly used and wrongfully used. Let me put it that way.
Well, the wizard takes necrotic damage, and there's a chance that and he's out of commission for a couple days, and there's a percent that he'll never be able to cast a spell again.
But that's just me. I haven't had to run across it in fifth edition yet. So
you have to be 17th level to get your 9th level spell.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when that day comes, I'll know whether or not I'm still such a dick.
Yeah. I wish for a turkey sandwich. It's okay. Turkey's a little dry. Turkey's a little dry.
Poof, you're a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
I was quoting a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I look at the wording pretty close on something like that.
Yeah.
But so now, Mike, another question that just popped in my head. How do you think that the guild is going? Is it going in the right direction, or are we going in a wrong direction, or what?
The guild reminds me of my bowling league. It's going great, but the people just aren't there for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of see that. In a way, things are going good.
Well, I'm going to say the games themselves, they're entertaining, and you don't feel like they're leading you by the hand to get to where they want the story to go. Like you feel like, well, with the whaling thing, you kind of have to be on the boat because that's where the thing is. But there was enough freedom of choices. You can basically do anything you want within that setting. You have to be on the boat, but
Okay.
yeah. But so the games are great. They're really enjoyable to play. It's just, like we have 50 people registered in the group, but
Actually, we're up to I think 70 now.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
I've only played with like 7 or 8 different people.
And that I think is the same issue that most the RPG sites on Facebook have. Even OSG, I know we on the OSG we've had discussions back and forth at certain time about it. They have over 5,000, but yet when you look and see how many out of that 5,000 are actually participating in one way or another, the percentage is fairly low.
Yeah.
As far as that, and looking at it on a percentage basis, I think that's what the same experience we have here.
Yeah. Well, the interest I had for when I was going to do Rune Lords was there. Like I had people, I had polls of people were responding to it. There was interest, but when I came around to actually do it, I only had one person.
That's online gaming, pretty much.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way as Matthew. I mean, it's not really a complaint or anything, but I do wish we had more people taking part in the guild. But now, one thing that I have seen over time, the last year or so, is it does seem the people involved with the guild seems to tend to change about every 3, 4, 5 months. You'll have like one group like where a bunch of people are involved with the guild, and then they kind of go away, and other people come in and kind of are involved with the guild. I'm not saying I want everybody who's currently playing to disappear or anything, but I would like to see more people step forward and take part in the adventures. See you, Christopher. But I mean,
Yeah.
But
that's the nature of the beast, I think.
Leaving, Chris?
No,
Oh,
just leaving the guild.
oh.
Oh, okay.
But
Good riddance.
But I'd like to see more participation from as many that can. It's not a mandatory thing. It's supposed to be for fun.
Yeah.
So some of the core things, I think with the start of it and everything, are still staying true to the core. So I'm happy with that. I'm with the rest of you. I'd like to see more guys playing and enjoying themselves. I don't know if it's because of schedulings. I know Matt McAdam in Australia. Yeah, I know that's a challenge for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we can do to try to be somewhat friendlier in that aspect. That's why I chose this, and to be honest, that's why I chose this time here today at 2:00, because I know that would put it at 8:00 for all our European, for the most part, anywhere from 7 to 9:00 for in that span is for over in Europe in the evening. As far as that,
I look every now and then, and Charles, I'm sure you know better than any of the rest of it, but we do have new members coming into the guild every so often.
oh yeah,
but they don't seem to be playing, or not often, anyway.
yeah.
And I mean that's okay, but it'd be kind of nice if, just to play with different people, for all of us to be able to play with different people from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it's a case of amount of games or what, but the same token, we're small. Nothing wrong with being small. It's here again, knowing what we are, what we're addressing, and there's only just so many games that we can put out in a week or in a 2 week or a month time frame because of everybody else's schedules, especially with the DMs we got. I know Dan's been real busy with work and stuff. Ty has things going on. I'm just starting to get back up to where I'll be jumping on in with some. So, but that's another challenge. And if we can burn people out if we and when I say burn people out, I'm talking primarily about the DMs. If we really on a small group ram load a whole bunch of games per week, could do that for a short period of time, but by the time we got done, every DM's mind would probably be jello.
Even though I really enjoy playing the games, I prefer a marathon than a sprint.
Yeah. And we'll have to ponder the situation to see how we can get more engagement. I know some of it is like Ty brought up earlier, that certain people don't like playing with certain people, and because of that they feel that they don't want to be part of the guild. Okay, I respect their feelings as far as that, but I think they do the guild a disservice, and I think they do themselves and other guild members that they do like to play with a disservice.
Yeah.
But I will, as far as I'm concerned, they're always a guild member unless they do something that violates the community rules.
Yeah.
There for the longest, we didn't have community rules. We weren't kind of that big, and then we got them, and I almost like it was putting a curse upon us, because as soon as we had
somebody broke them.
As soon as it seemed like as soon as we had them, we had issues after issues to deal with. But it's the only way to try to keep things fair. Maybe not what everybody likes, but at least keep them fair to the majority.
Yeah. One thing I like about it being small groups is it's like getting getting together Saturday night with your friends to play a game.
Yeah. Yeah, now that is one thing that's nice about playing with the same people sometimes is, well, one, as a DM, you know to a certain extent what to expect once you get to know people's personalities. So, and it can help. It can also help building adventures, like, if, for example, the last month or so, if every single game I ran had a bunch of new people in it, it wouldn't have been as much fun, I don't think, because nobody would have known who Claude was, for example. So,
but it could have gave them a taste of Claude, and they get on back and they get talking to another guild member that did know Claude. Then they could, there's different ways to look at it. As far as that, and really, the intent was for the group to try to foster and have that feeling of, oh, this is like my regular Saturday night game with my buds or whatever, where you look forward to it, you know what's going on more or less, and the general characters. So, and that's also one of the reasons why we keep the videos around, because if I got when I get new guys that ask me, well, what's the guild like, and like that, it's easier to say, hey, if you got the time, go look at the videos, see if it's something you want to be part of.
Yeah. And now they're readily available. You just have to go to pictures, and they're all right there. Yeah.
And so that is an improvement there as far as that. So that gives a lot of help. So hopefully we'll see things change. The other thing to keep in mind, I guess, is this has been the summer, or we're coming towards the end of summer, and people were with their families doing other things and like that. So maybe we'll see more of an uptick on activity and participation here in the next upcoming months.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I joined at the beginning of summer, so this is going to be my first holidays with you guys.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
So, if there's not anything else, if there's not, then we'll shut it on down. But
I'll not specifically guild related, but is a little bit. For those of you who know Bill, who plays the halfling rogue Anders, in the guild, Bill has a new YouTube channel called Comic Book University, and it's only been up for about maybe a little over a month now. But in that time he's put out a lot of videos talking about comic books. He did a 9-part video series on the Hulk, for example. And I have, for those who don't know, I have every Wednesday I have an article that appears on the Nerdarchy site, and this week I did my article on Bill's new channel, the Comic Book University. So I'll send a shout out to that. Anybody who likes comic books, especially kind of old school stuff from the 60s and 70s and some in the 80s, check out Comic Book University at YouTube. I think you'll be pretty pleased with what you find there.
Yeah, I dabbled here and there with the newer comic books. I never read anything from the Silver Age.
But yeah, I miss Bill playing and whatnot. So hope that kind of explains a lot. That if he's been doing that, that's probably ate up quite a bit of his time, especially when you're doing videos or articles.
Sometimes I know there have been days where he's churned out 2 or 3 videos in a day. So
yeah,
the
There's actually research showing that if you produce a lot of videos, you'll actually get less views.
Well, that may be true because some of the big YouTube stars only maybe put out like 2 videos a week or sometimes even 1.
Yeah.
Huh? I never heard that statistical.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I watch Game Theory. The MatPat, the guy who runs the channel, he does a lot of stuff about YouTube. One of the things, he had a job with doing consulting channels to optimize them. You know, the thing that he would always suggest to newer channels is don't feel like you have to keep putting out content. You know, set a schedule and keep to it, and do like 1 or 2 videos a week, and don't flood people's feed with videos, and people will naturally find you.
Huh. Kind of makes sense. Don't basically saying don't become part of the noise. Separate yourself. Most likely, probably saying concentrate on content.
Yeah. If
Instead of
you
vibes.
have something interesting to say, people will always find you.
Yeah.
But that also depends. If you made videos is 5 minutes, you made one every day, I would say that's okay. But if you made like 1 hour every day, who will have time for that?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
yeah, the new format of YouTube is switching more to like videos that are 20-minute long that are being favored the most by the analytics and that. So people are starting to watch longer videos.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And I'd like to give a shout out. We got from what I'm looking on down here, we got 1 viewer. So to our 1 viewer, hey there, thanks for watching.
Hey.
As far as that, so
do you know who it is?
no, I don't. As far as that,
It's probably that one guy that hates all of us that doesn't play because.
Oh, that's all right.
Doesn't like any of us.
Well,
that's all right. I love him.
On Sunday, didn't we have 2 viewers watching us fight whales?
At one time we did. I think one of them was Charles.
Yeah,
I don't know who the other one was.
I came in late when about when you and Caius were in the kill boat and it was attacked and you were struggling your way on back to the main ship.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too much left out of the game after, more or less after that.
Yeah, pretty much once Claude was taken care of.
Yeah. And next time when Eros isn't face hugging the bucket, I'll tell you about my encounter with Claude.
Oh, okay, that'd be good. That'd be cool. But
yeah, which brings up the point, since Claude left in his contract, like his little will part of the contract, he left 100 gold to Elwyn. But now Claude's not dead. Well, no, he could be dead now.
He's presumed dead. He's MIA.
Yep.
Well, we'd have to. There's a couple things that could go that way. Either proof of death, body.
Well, we have his hat.
Or something along that line. Or there again, in the spirit of Ty, we could have a long litigation.
Well, so far he's died twice. He may get better.
He might show up when he gets 100 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he has 2 memorials in Illumina Guildhall. He has the horse post and the shield Caius put up.
Oh yeah, with the hat on it. No, now, technically speaking, Claude has never died. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
We've never seen the body. Basically, we've always assumed death.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's why I say that could get into a long litigation.
Yeah.
As far as that, and I see Ty smirking. Evil wheels are turning.
Well, we don't know. The whale could have eaten Claude. The whale could have saved him. We don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Well, in all those cases, we didn't know that they would be under reasonable stances to consider someone had perished.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't until Ty said so. I didn't know that pool was the thing that was going to destroy the statue. I thought it was just a murky pool. I almost stuck my hand in, but then I decided, hey, I'm a wood elf. Why do I need torches? I'll just stick that in there, see if anything happens.
But yeah, definitely. We got a lot of possibilities. I think. My feeling is I think we're doing okay for what we are, for the size of what we are, and and what our charter intents are. I think we're doing okay. Now, saying we're doing okay doesn't mean we can't improve.
Yeah.
As far as that, but there again,
Yeah.
My feeling is let's not worry so much about the numbers as much as the people that walk away, even if it's just for one time, coming and playing, walking away where they enjoyed themselves and thought the time was worth their investment.
Yeah. My apartment, the guy just sold the house to. He's renovating, and he's redoing the wiring. So there may be a point in the future where I'm displaced. So if I've gone cold, then it's because I don't have internet access.
Okay.
Okay, that's all right, Matt. There again, we won't. Like I said, I don't take it any affront on any of them, whether active or inactive. As far as that's more of a tool for DMs per se, but for anybody in the guild to know who in that group would be generally they're available to play with.
Well,
I know I've been using a rather subjective standard for whether to mark them active or inactive, and it's somewhere between, well, you haven't participated or played or
I think
or posted knowledge or posted a response that you'd like to for like 5 to 10 games in a row. Because generally my thought on that was that's anywhere from about 2 months or so, depending on how we play. And all it does, like I said, all it does is move somebody into a inactive status. They come back and they play. In the next roster I push out till they're active.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you thought about the next time you do the roster update, moving all the inactive people to the bottom?
I probably could. I'll have to redesign the worksheet a little bit, but
and Charles will hate you all the more.
Well,
Yes.
I already did it with the copy I saved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I already moved all the inactive people to the bottom and organized it by level. No, I organized it by experience points. So the people with the highest experience points were at the top of the list.
Okay. Well, but they give me. I need to do some housekeeping on it.
Yeah.
Because what I need to.
And I put all the
I don't
NPCs
wanna-
at the top. And then it was
And that's what I was going to say. The NPCs, the guild masters like Federal, Pincus, Gaius, and like that.
yeah.
You know, they have. I'd probably have up at the top, but I'll figure something out. I'm not a big Excel whiz, but I'll figure something.
What the easiest thing I find is on the left numbers. If you click on it, it will highlight the whole row, and then you can just right click it and then cut the whole one out and then paste it in, and it will just move everything up, and you don't have to worry about it. It will automatically put it in. You don't have to space things. You can just highlight it, cut it, and then put it on the where you want to put it, and then paste it in. And it'll automatically push everything down.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Oh, yeah. Well, considering what I enjoy in my personal time is creating charts, and that I'm very fluent in spreadsheets.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I need to hit the road, so I'm going to have to say
All right.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, we'll cut it here, and I'll say thank you for all that attended, all those that watched. Love the aspect we were able to give Comic Book University a big shout out for doing great things, along with the OSG. We'll give them a shout out, and Nerdarchy, because they constantly are doing some crazy stuff there, and like that.
Yeah, they need to D&Dize Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
That would be interesting. But with that, I'll stop the broadcast and wish all the best. Bye.